So I'm the CEO and founder of Connections Art Centre, and I'm really delighted to be here today to tell you a little bit about our journey, where we came from, and I suppose finish off with our support from SICAP. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, hands are shaking. So I think I'm probably talking to the converted here, and most people probably know this, but just a little background to the problem. 20% of people in Ireland live with disability, and since the state has implemented the new directions policy, the landscape for people with disabilities in Ireland has changed dramatically. So people are transitioning from large segregated campuses into communities, and it's a fantastic initiative, bringing people with disabilities back into our communities. But like any new initiative, it comes with new problems, and every day adults with disabilities struggle to access community arts and education programmes due to a lack of facilities and programmes designed to suit their needs. Look, I know there's some amazing stuff going on and people in this room involved in it, and there's things going on with ETBs and the National Learning Networks, but for a cohort of people, there is still a huge gap. So, like a lot of people in this room, Connections Art Centre was developed from my own lived experience. As a non-diagnosed dyslexic with ADHD, I really struggled in school, particularly secondary school, and I still remember the day my dad dropped me to an entrance exam for secondary school, which I failed miserably, and I spent the next 5 years fighting the prejudices from that one exam. But I look back and I consider myself to be one of the very lucky people compared to some of my friends, because I was creative. I wanted to study art, and when I went to art college, I discovered a whole new way of learning through creativity, and I really tried, and this is the experience I want to share with other people. So we work under 3 guiding principles: creativity, community and change. We're basically striving to harness the power of creativity to elevate individuals within the disability community and instigate societal change. We have 3 key programmes that I'm going to tell you a little bit about, and I'm going to start with our Connecting Artists programme and collective, and you would have seen some of the artwork here today. So the programme started in 2022 with a call out for artists with disabilities who would like to participate in a national exhibition in the Royal College of Surgeons. And as opposed to just taking the artwork and exhibiting it, what we do is we provide a 10-week online programme where those artists come together, share their skill sets, learn new skills like how to price their artwork, framing their artwork, and also we link them with mentors through the programme. But at the end of the first programme, we had this amazing exhibition, and the one thing that we were told was, this can't end. The artist said, we need this to keep going. So we developed the collective, and that's been going for the last 3 years, and we have 30 plus artists in the collective from all over Ireland, and we continue to support them with opportunities to exhibit, sell their work, paid opportunities, and you can see some of the impact. Actually, I think it was on the last slide. You know, as far as media reach, there was huge media reach. Sorry, there it is there. You know, reaching 15 million people through media and 40,000 attendees at our exhibitions. And every time people come to this, it opens their mind about the value of people with disabilities in their community. So this is one of the artists, David Singleton, and this young man is amazing. This is him standing recently at his first ever solo exhibition. The first time I met him, he used to stand behind his mum with his head down and she would talk for him. This day, he's standing really, really proudly in front of his artwork. First ever solo exhibition that was curated by none other than the director of the RHA, and not too many people can say that, so I'm very proud of that young man. So secondly, our Creative TY Connections programme. So this is an innovative community education programme, and it's designed to empower adults with disabilities by bridging a gap in community education. And the multi-modular programme uses creative-based learnings to stimulate engaging learning environments, and it provides learning opportunities and skills development leading to greater community participation, further education and employment for people with disabilities. But it also aligns with the TY syllabus, and the TY students are volunteering as one-to-one learning buddies, supporting individual learning needs for adults with disabilities. And this is really key to the programme, because these TY students, they are developing their own skill sets, they're developing confidence, leadership skills, but I think the most important thing is these are future leaders, and they're understanding and learning about the value of people with disabilities in their communities and future workplaces. So we recently launched our impact report for Creative TY Connections, and you can see here the working life and thriving skills of the programme, but really I'd just like to tell you about one individual. And post-COVID, I had a staff member from a disability service reach out to me. His name is Bill. And he said to me he had this fabulous young man, and he was really struggling post-COVID to leave his house, and he was trying to find ways to engage him back into the community. His name was Mark, but Phil was reluctant to book Mark into our course because he didn't want to take up a space because he felt he might not turn up on the day. But we said, look, let's just give him a chance. He wanted to come and learn about money management, how to manage his own money. But I made a point on the very first day of the programme to be there to welcome them. And I was there at the front door, keeping an eye out for them, and I was looking around for them, and I couldn't see them anywhere. And then from the corner of my eye, as far away as you could get, in the corner of the car park were Mark and Phil. And Mark looked like he was about to jump the wall and run. And I was like, oh no, sugar. So I went over to him and I had a chat, and I was like, how's it going? And Phil was like, look, I'm really, really sorry. I don't think it's going to work. And I said, look, don't worry about it. It's fine, it's fine. I was disappointed, but I said, it's all okay. But I said, if you want to come in and have a look around, please do. So I left and we went in, the class start, and then about a little bit later, Phil and Mark said, can we go in and have a look around? Can we just come in and see? I said, yes, please do. Go in, please, help yourself. But about 20 minutes later, and you'd have to meet Phil to see this, he's a big, huge, tall Aussie guy, and he came out with the biggest smile I've ever seen on his face, and he goes, he's not going to believe it, but he's really happy for me to leave, and he wants to stay, and he's just so excited because this was such a huge step for him. And Mark never looked back from that day. A few weeks later, he stood in front of the whole group and he was telling them how he used his spending diary on holiday. A few weeks later, he stood on a stage like this with me in Salesforce. He was a little bit less nervous than I was, talking about the impact of the programme, and he's gone on to engage so much more in his community. He's participating in group tennis lessons, he joined up baking classes, and he is really, really thriving. So that really is the impact on the ground. So we have a proven scalable model backed by our impact report. We also have an amazing innovation partner called Sogeti, and with them we've developed a learning platform from scratch, working with members of the disability community that co-designed it with us. So that platform hosts our online modules. We have built-in tracking monitor on that. We have an attendance system and automated communications. So we want to make Creative TY Connections a national community education programme. We have everything in place to do that. So today I'm putting a call out to all these fabulous people in the room. We are looking for like-minded, value-led organisations who would like to take this proven model to their communities and help us to scale it and impact adults with intellectual disabilities and neurodivergent adults nationwide. And so if anybody would like to know more or find out how they could get involved, we have a stand outside, so please do get in touch. And finally, our accessible communications training. Maybe you don't know this, but from June 28th this year, the European Accessibility Act requires that many organisations in the EU make their products, services and information accessible to all. So this includes ensuring that your websites, your documents, your customers' communications and digital content are perceivable, understandable and usable by everyone. And as someone who's dyslexic with ADHD, I please urge you to do this. It would help so many people. Our accessible communications that we have designed, our training program, will give your team practical skills to meet their legal obligations while improving your customer experience and your reputation and strengthening inclusion across your organisation. So again, there's a lot of people in the room who need this training, so please think of us as social enterprise, help us to really grow our earned income and continue to do the work that we do. And finally, why am I here today? Because when I started this in 2020, I was working as an arts and culture facilitator. I was also in Trinity living my dream of going into Trinity doing a postgrad in creative and cultural entrepreneurship with the idea of developing an art centre. COVID had different ideas. I lost my job overnight. Trinity went online, that was a whole other ballgame, and a very serious challenge. But what I did was I was trying to support the people I used to work with. I created little videos, arts and cultural programs online, and it grew from there. But it was a very lonely time. It was me on my own.